Yeah. I'm here. Just getting a little quick dance in before we began. It's good to see you here. We've got an exciting program for you this evening. Let me know how I'm sounding, if the audio is okay, and if it's not, I probably can't fix it, but I'm going to, pretend I'm trying. But it's good to see you guys. Happy Vlogmas, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and all that good jazz. If you like jazz, I like jazz. Sometimes it's nice. There we go. I'm going to get this thing set up here eventually. There we go. What up? Carolyn is actually in the house this evening. Welcome, my love. Of course, I don't try not to embarrass her too bad this evening. So for those of you that are here, that are watching, that are paying attention to the marvelous live stream, if you've never been here before, we've been described recently, in fact, as bizarre. Now, normally we make videos traveling through nature in the Appalachian Mountains, or actually around the world for that matter. We've made videos all over the world, except where we're going to talk about this evening, the North and South Pole. But in this particular live stream, well, I would say this. We don't live stream that much, so we just kind of act silly and zany and let people get to know who we really are, which is kind of weird and fun. So I hope you'll stick around, at least for a few hours. This is an all-night broadcast. I'm kidding, it's not. But it's going to feel like that if you stick around. So I'm just getting everything set up. So stick around. Don't go anywhere. Don't close your browser and just listen. A part of being in this atmosphere that is half the fun. So, you want to stick around. I work really hard to make this stuff up as I go. Lots of research. You are zany and fun. Thank you, Angela Bly, my sister. Always good to see you, Angela Bly. Always good to see you, my friend, my sister. Always good to see you. And Shane Bolson's in the house. He says, all night long, I'm hearing some Lionel Richie vibes there. Oh, I wish I had that. I wish you could do copyright music and not have to, jump through all the hoops for that, because, I would hit that right now all night long. Good stuff. It's good stuff. So, yeah, Carolyn's in the house. We've already got Angela Bly in. Shane Bolson's in. There's people that you can't close your browser. You got to pay attention to the chat, to the reindeer behind me, because tonight we are talking about Santa Claus again. We're talking about Santa Claus and the inflationary problem with magic. I'm just saying, we've got an inflation problem, and magic is a part of the reason. There's just not enough magic for Santa to continue spending money on toys for undeserving children. So, how about Earth, Wind, and Fire? That's what I'm talking about. That's why you're my sister, right there. It's a little bit of Earth, Wind, and Fire. We'll hit the play button on that if we could. So yeah, welcome. Pull up a chair. Fix yourself a Diet Coke, Coke Zero, or drink the real thing. Drink the classic. It's up to you. But we're going to be here for a while talking about... I've even got jokes tonight. I've written some jokes. I think they're hysterical. I think they're hysterical if you're about 7 years old and you don't have a sense of humor. But I took a long time to write them. I'm telling you. Got to find my media buttons here so I can turn this stuff down so we can talk and we can chat it up. So as I said last night, I'm always in trouble with our with one or many of our 22,000 subscribers because of the music that I put in our videos. Because people don't like the music. I wouldn't say people in general. I think my music is great that I put in our videos, but they always want me to put mandolins and banjos and violins where there's mountain scenes, just very cliche. And I'm like, no, we're going to put some funk in there every now and then on a mountain scene and some zany, crazy music. It's always good to see you guys. And we're going to get started. Let's get started. Let's talk. Let's jump into it. Didn't somebody think Phil DeFranco, the old, he's like an OG YouTuber or whatever. Goodness, I've got to get to know where all of my buttons are so I don't mess this up. So let's go back here and let's just get started with some jokes. And I want to see if you guys find these funny. Probably won't. You should, because I worked really hard on them. Why does Santa go down the chimney? Why does Santa go down the chimney? I'm telling you, if late shows were still a thing, because they're not really. You got Jimmy Fallon, the other Jimmy, and the other dude, and nobody watches anymore. But back when Carson was around, Leno and Letterman and all that, I'm telling you, these jokes are that good. I could go on one of those shows. Why does Santa go down the chimney? Are you ready? I hope you're ready. Because it suits him. That's what I'm talking about right there. Because it suits him. No? Nobody? Crickets? Okay. All right. Okay. I thought it was funny. But, you know, you can't please everybody. Everybody's a critic. Everybody's a critic. I'm still sitting here flipping, trying to find which button is which on every single turn of this here. And you'd think I would know it by now, but of course I don't. Me Now is back in the house. And Me Now is saying, OMG, man. Todd's in the house. Oh, all right. Going back here to our jokes again. What do you call Santa? What do you call Santa when he takes a break? What do you call Santa when he takes a break? Listen, I've worked really hard on these jokes, so I'm really expecting you guys to like them. What do you call Santa when he takes a break? Jane said lazy. That's right, buddy. There's no union around here. What do you call Santa when he takes a break? Santa pause. Yeah, that's good, right? Am I right? Am I right? Come on, you try to do better. You try to do better. Okay, all right. I can tell these jokes. It's a slow start. I get it. You guys are a difficult crowd, and you're critical. It's okay. I'm used to that. I've played tough crowds before. What's Santa's favorite type of music? I just lost 4 people here in the live stream with these jokes. Yes. We're going to crash it down until Mama leaves. I don't know if Mama's in here, but if she was, she'd be like, I'm going. I got to go. What is Santa's favorite type of music? You give up? Santa's favorite type of music is rap music. Yeah? Any better? Come on, guys. You got to help me out here and let me know how good or bad these things are. You got to tell me. I can't read that in the on the screen there. So yeah. So I'm telling you, these are great. These are great. You guys got to keep it up. I'm going to come back again. Because these jokes are like fact bombs, like truth bombs. I don't know where I was going with that part, but we're going to try this again anyway. So if you don't like what Santa's favorite type of music is, I know you'll like this one. Again, I was up all night writing this. Slaving away behind the keyboard. Working the creative juices in my mind for these jokes. What can I say to our live stream audience? It just goes to show you how little people appreciate hard work. When you lose 4 or 5 people in the live stream, when you start telling your jokes. I mean, you know, why doesn't Santa ever get sick? Why doesn't Santa ever get sick? Why doesn't Santa ever get sick? Now you guys are going to like this. Because he has private elf care. Huh? Yeah. That one was weak. I admit it. That one was weak. That one was not becoming of this live stream. It wasn't crazy enough. So let's just go. What do you get if you cross Santa with a detective? What do you get if you cross Santa with a detective? Any guesses? I got to see how the comments are doing here. Don't quit your day job. That hurts, Angela. That hurts. Not really, but kind of hurts. More like not even a paper cut. More like I don't know. What do you get if you cross Santa with a detective? Santa clues. Okay, that one was bad. That one was terrible. I was phoning that one in. I admit it. I was dozing off. Not great. So we'll go to the next one. Why was Santa's helper feeling down? This is kind of going. This is bad. This is terrible. He had low self-esteem. These are terrible. Okay. What says, oh, Santa walking backwards. I love that one. Sorry. It's great. Okay, spell it out if you don't get it. Why does Santa have 3 gardens? Why does Santa, come on people, you should get this one. This is low-hanging fruit here, no pun intended. Why does Santa have 3 gardens? So he can ho, ho, ho. I thank you. And finally, this is my last one. I know you guys have loved this. Matter of fact, I'm surprised there's not 150 people in here. What do you call a bankrupt Santa? Saint Nicholas. I thank you. I thank you. I thank you. Okay, maybe I'm not ready for Carson. Okay, but maybe Jimmy Fallon. I don't know. I remember when my son was like, I don't know, 8 or 9 years old. He was like a walking joke book. He still is for that matter. He's got a great sense of humor. It just comes from a dark place now. It just comes from a really dark place, but he's hysterical. But welcome again. Welcome again. We're 10 minutes into the greatest live stream ever. Todd, I know you did. I know you enjoyed it. Todd has talked. Well, I'll probably already get his permission, so I'll get his permission and talk about this some other time. But Todd's very interesting because he has a hobby that is probably going to make him rich someday. I'm just saying it's possible. We have been talking about the physics of Santa Claus. Not really. It's just kind of a segue to get us going in conversation. Be sure to share this on your page, on your Facebook page. And if I know you, I'll check. I'll see if you did. Like Santa, checking his list. Man, he's talking about some communist stuff right there. He's making a list, checking it twice. Gonna find out. Come on, man. That sounds like Marxism to me. That sounds like Stalin. That's terrible. That's terrible. We have to think about these things before we sing about them, people. All the songs about St. Nicholas spying on little children. That's just terrible. That's just terrible. You know, I've spent all day. I had to go to the mall today. Hamilton Place, it was for a long time Tennessee's largest mall. And I don't know what that says about malls or Tennessee, but it was huge. And it was in Hamilton County, or it still is in Hamilton County. They didn't move Hamilton County. It's in Hamilton County, just outside Chattanooga. Actually, I think the Chattanooga city limits have, I think Hamilton Place is actually in, I don't think it used to be. Anyway, I digress. And the sad state of affair, if you wanted to be in a Christmas mood back in the day, you would go to the mall. And you would go to the mall and you would walk around and you would smell the pretzels and the Chinese food and Sbarro or however you say that pizza place back when they had good food. And, you know, it was just festive. Big Christmas trees, Santa Claus, and it was hard to even drink a coffee. Well, this was before Starbucks too. So you had a place called Barney's Coffee there in Hamilton Place, and you'd get a coffee and you would walk through the mall. And it was very hard to walk through the mall. There were that many people at malls. And you would walk around and you could window shop or shop whatever. And you would enjoy the festivities of Christmas just walking around in the ambiance. You know, city sidewalks, busy sidewalks, all that stuff in a mall. And you were protected from the elements. Not that there are a lot of elements here in the great state of Tennessee to worry about, especially this part, because I think we're just a few degrees cooler than Florida. But still, I digress. And you walk around the mall, you get festive. You get in the Christmas mood. And now, malls are basically senior centers. They are. Listen, that's nothing wrong with being a senior or a senior center. I'm just saying, it's not what it used to be. It's kind of so sad. It's very tragic, very tragic. So going to the mall can be depressing. So it's not that it was depressing today. It was busy. Lots of seniors walking, lots of seniors getting fit, but very little shopping. And so I'm wondering if malls don't go the way of the dinosaur. It's so sad. Theaters are disappearing too. They're going bankrupt. Netflix is buying Warner Brothers. So that's kind of or merging. I think it's a merger. So they're predicting the end of movies as we know it. In other words, the theaters, like you go to the theater, you know, back just 10 years ago, before COVID, you know, you'd have summer hits, summer movies all summer, which makes sense because it's movies in the summer. But, you know, you would have like movie season, right? You'd have a Christmas movie season and then a summer movie season. And then all of a sudden, COVID hits and movies just get terrible. They just get terrible. They're just not realistic. And I don't mean superhero not realistic. I just mean casting choices and this and that and the other. They just contrive plots. And all of a sudden, theaters are bankrupt. I'm not telling you anything that you don't know. I'm not trying to be a harbinger of terrible news. The truth is, it's just movies aren't what they used to be. But used to, you would go to movies like during the holiday season. They would have like your Thanksgiving releases, your Christmas releases. And that's when like Blockbusters Part 2 comes out. Like you have your blockbusters in the summer, but then you have your blockbusters in the winter that start, the Christmas season. It would be great because maybe you open gifts on Christmas Eve. So like Christmas afternoon, after you eat, late afternoon, you go and watch a movie or something. But now movies are terrible. They're just terrible. When's the last time you saw a good movie? Come on, tell me. When's the last time you saw a movie that made you go, wow, that was incredible? Exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's why this live stream until Christmas Eve, it means Vlogmas. This is what we do. It's how we roll. It's from every night all the way to Christmas Eve. We are here for you, for your holiday cheer. Why go to the mall where they're going to expect you to put a pair of tennis shoes on and start walking right then? And you better be taking your pulse, and you better be like blood pressure, checking it, because that's what we do now at the mall, right? Why do that? Why go through all the trouble when you can get all of your holiday excitement right here on Bill Marion's channel? I branded this thing so wrong because I named my channel Bill Marion because I didn't know I was going to start YouTube videos. And then I started calling my videos A Nose for Life. That's terrible branding choice because it's a lot of confusion there because officially it's Bill Marion. So that's not like self-grandizing or whatever. That's just bad marketing. You are very entertaining. Love your slapstick comedy. It's slapstick? Well, that hurt. I'm kidding. It's zany. I was told recently it's bizarre. I was told that from somebody I love dearly and miss dearly, so I take it as a compliment. Bizarre. They've obviously never watched our live stream before to understand that this is us breaking character of what we normally do, which is making educational, entertaining videos around the world. But this is just different. We get to know each other, and you get to see how I'm really an AI-generated being. This isn't real. Well, I mean, the Santa's real, but I'm not real. I am just an AI. I had a conversation with AI the other night because, as one do, and I had a conversation with AI, and it was like, I get it that you're not really conscious, okay? I get that. Like, you're not aware, and you don't dream, but why can't they program you to dream? And so, after like 30 minutes of AI, and I've never named the AI with Grok. It's just Grok. I'm sure some people have their own names for their AI companion, if you will, but it's just Grok. We're not close friends. We're just acquaintances. And I was like, why can't they program you to dream? And after 45 minutes of this, of going back and forth and going, but why? But why? I felt like an 8-year-old. And only to come to find out, they are programming AI, the language models, the LLMs. They're programming them to dream and programming them to think and imagine. That's kind of cool. Kind of psychedelic if you think about it. Angela says, why don't you produce movies? Just saying. Angela, there is a plan. It's a very long-term plan, but it is a plan. And right now, when I say plan, let me say that I'm using the word plan loosely there. It's a wish with a small investment that was made into our lives years ago. That's on the ledger. In other words, someone made an investment into that potential, into what we had been talking about. And I have to honor that investment. I mean, look, it wasn't millions of dollars or anything. But it was enough for me to go, yeah, that's going to happen. They leave it with me. And I'm trying to. Somebody just text me, and I'm trying desperately because I can't respond, but it's going to ding on my computer. So please, if it keeps dinging, I apologize. So yeah, so there is a plan. The problem is a lot of times with my imagination and the way that I think about certain topics that are near and dear to our heart, it's just weird. I think the term that we're using tonight is bizarre. So that's all I'll say about that right now. So I don't like making mainstream kind of stuff. Even our videos are kind of kooky. If you think about it, they're weird. There's all this, inside jokes. Even in this live stream right now, there are inside jokes upon inside jokes with the people in here. And I have more fun doing the inside joke thing than I do anything else. I hadn't seen one of my friends is in here right now, Shane, known him since he was 12. And then another one of my friends, Nathan Gilbert. There's like 3 people that even like, you know, we were raising our families, but I just started this YouTube channel, but we were kind of doing our own thing or whatever, and hadn't talked to a few of them in years. And yet in my videos, I would still have inside jokes just for them, just in case they watched. And sure enough, they had been. So it was actually hysterical. So it's a lot of fun. I enjoy making content that I wouldn't necessarily watch all the time, because I'm not going to watch nature videos all the time. People say, you want to make videos that you would enjoy watching. I want to go, really? I like making videos that I just like making. And sure, I'm going to watch some of them to proof them or whatever, but I don't sit around watching nature videos all the time. Or they're not nature videos. They're basically, it's a travel channel with a nature theme. Personality driven, I guess. We were talking about that last night, is like how replaceable is my channel with AI, and what's hitting me in the season that we're in is that content creators like myself or whoever, especially the younger kids. I mean, gosh, I got into this almost as a joke 10 years ago, and Carol and I have done pretty well. But what would make our content stand out to where it can't be imitated by AI unless AI is trying to imitate our channel? Does that make sense? So, because you could probably get AI with no problem. Hey, make a video about the Blue Ridge Parkway with voiceover and interesting facts about this, that, or the other, and it's going to do a great job. But it's not me. Now, listen, guys, we got to get to sharing. Share this live stream so that we can have a great talk. Because right now we're going to talk about briefly, ever so briefly, is the physics of Santa Claus, because that's what this video is all about. It's important. It's important to get this out of the way. The physics of Santa Claus. We touched on this last night as I dropped my fact bombs, and so we touched on how the physics of Santa Claus isn't working in our time. We must come up with a different plan before it's too late, because there's a magic deficit, and I'm concerned about inflation. I mean, after a while, there's just not enough magic to go around. Am I right? Man, I feel like this is a Lifetime movie suddenly. You know what I'm saying? It's a Lifetime movie, and you got the family, and they're like, but the magic is running out. And like, dad's got to do something, and mom to save the, I don't know. Come on, it's cliche. AI could write all of those. I'm just saying, every Lifetime movie that's made me cry, and yes, I cry at every Lifetime movie my wife has made me watch. Every single one of them. Because that's what they're made for. Hallmark movies, they are the worst at getting me to cry. I don't want to cry when I'm watching a movie. So, I'm just saying. So, Santa's annual Christmas Eve gift delivery, it's made possible by a thing called the Kringle Warp. Now, you guys know what this is. I'm sure you've seen the videos. Kringle Warp is a well-documented loophole in general relativity. Look it up. That allows for faster than light travel when executed by reindeer. Now, the reindeer have to eat a certain mold. That's at the North Pole. And that mold, it's a moss, actually. It's a mold that is on the... It's weird. It's just a weird stuff. It only comes out at night under the aurora borealis. It blooms. And they eat that, and then they're able to go faster than light. And it's really a wormhole. Shane was talking about this last night, I think, that it's a wormhole that allows Santa to go from house to house to house to house. And because of a time dilation at the poles, I can't make this stuff up. I'm not this creative. So, I mean, Neil Tyson Grace, he talks about this. Bill Nye the Science Guy lies about it. There are a lot of science communicators who will tell you about some of this stuff. I've got to admit, though, I'm not a physics expert, but I am a Santa expert. So they are science communicators. I am a Santa Claus communicator. That's why I'm doing this. I'm doing this for you so that you can be informed about Saint Nick. And he was a saint. He was a preacher. He was a preacher physicist. So, yeah. So the reindeer, they eat the moss at the North Pole that has the mold on it. It's like a fungus mold. I don't know. It's something like that grows and blooms under the aurora borealis. And presto, they can fly at the speed of light. It's kind of the speed of light, but it's more wormhole. I'll let you Google that, the difference or something. Now, the reason no one ever hears Santa in the house, this is something that people have talked about a lot, speculated about, but I'm here to give you the facts. No misinformation here. Only documented information that you can find in the description below. You have to go to the description. There's a paragraph, and then right under there's a sentence that'll take care of the whole thing. But the reason no one ever hears Santa when he moves around through the house is because he's in a state of quantum superposition, only collapsing his wave function into a definite position after placing presents under the tree and eating the cookies and drinking the milk, thus retroactively erasing any evidence of his existence. That's probably what's happening. I'm not going to say it's a fact. I'm just saying it's a fact, but just you have to broaden your mind. You have to think about things. You know what I'm saying? You have to think about things. You know, you have some coffee at the mall and some carbohydrates like that pretzel I was talking about. Man, I'm getting hungry. I've been eating since like 4:30, so I'm like, trying to cut the carbs. I've gained in the past 6 months. I've gained like 35 pounds. It's a medicine I'm taking. It's causing me to like bloat. Lost my hair, and I'm scared my hair is going to grow back. So we need to pray about that. Now, time dilation near the poles is how Santa is able to do everything in 31 hours. It's like a long, long night. So, and that's in his time reference. From our time reference, it's just boom. It's just like fast. It's quick. So that's something you got to consider too about relativity and stuff, Like if you're on one side of a train, somebody's on another side of a train, and then there's somebody inside the train. That's 3 people around a train, and nobody takes trains anymore. It's fact, man. Very few people take a train. Relativity. That's what Einstein was trying to say. Santa's white beard is composed of carbon nanotubes. Now, this is important. It's infused with superconducting elf dust. That's important because it allows Santa to store static electricity that powers the sleigh's cloaking field. That's why you can't see it. That's why NORAD can't track the sleigh and Santa Claus. It's impossible because of the nanotubes in Santa's beard. You ever walk up to a Santa Claus in the mall and it doesn't look like a real beard? It's a real beard. It's a real beard, but it's comprised of nanotubes. So I wouldn't say it's a real beard. I'm just saying they've infused it into his face. The elves have. It itches. They have to every year. They got to pull the hair out. It's a mess, man. It's a mess. I'm trying to give you the physics, not the magic. Because, again, we go to the magic thing too much. And things just don't appear and reappear unless physics are involved, people. You got to put some physics in there. And so, the question is if Santa Claus is in your house and doesn't leave you a present, did Santa Claus really come to your house? That's Schrodinger's cat, people. That's what that is. Look it up if you don't know. Look it up. I'm trying to help you guys. I'm trying to help you guys. Me now says, what does it say? I smoked some North Pole mold once. I smoked some North Pole mold once. Woke up on the floor in a house in New Brunswick covered in cookie crumbs. Sorry. Oh, man. Vibrating hard and making my own Wi-Fi. There's nothing like making your own Wi-Fi, man. It's crazy. Oh, my gosh. Shane's like, wow, this is well thought out. Oh, isn't it? It's so well thought out. Angela Bly says, it's all relative. Literally, it's all relative. It is indeed. It is indeed. Not the cat. I freaked Carolyn out one time so bad. I was trying to explain stuff, physics, Santa physics. And it wasn't Santa physics, it was physics. And was talking about how reality works and the power of the observer and the question about the observer, all this kind of stuff. And I'm like, what is this big long thing about something existing? Like you can't know if it exists unless you... It was just a big long thing to try to... It was hyperbole, really, of the slit experiment. And it messed with her mind so hard. And it's a long story. I won't bore you with that one. I've got plenty to bore you with. I won't bore you with that one. Jay says, if Santa Claus is in my house and doesn't leave a present, it's castle doctrine time. Oh, my gosh. That's what I'm talking about. I think there's so many things about Santa Claus that's just strange. It's just strange. It's like, shh, but you'll let the kids know. You'll tell the kids. The kids know. The kids know. Long before you tell them there's no Santa, the kids know. They know. They already know. They're like, Dad, really? Come on, Dad. Come on. It's true. I miss Santa Claus, though. I do. Because now it's like, you get a certain age and you don't get gifts. Not really. You know what I'm saying? And my kids are still young, so they're still doing the, I don't know if I can do it this year kind of thing. It's fine. I did it to my parents. But you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't get the presents like you did when you were younger, and it was like you were a pirate and you had looted the treasure. And like after Christmas, you're like, I got this, and then I got that, and I got this. And it was good times. And it just shows you what a spoiled country we are. Assuming everybody in the chat is from the U.S., but we are a spoiled country that most people in your chat probably had at some level present. It's levers, right? Like some people are going to get more than others and things like that, and that happens. It's part of it, people. It's part of Christmas. Is somebody is going to have to do without for you to do good. No, I'm kidding. I tell you what, though, is weird. Is like we'll make these crazy statements. We'll say things like, I want them to have a good Christmas this year. I just wish somebody would define what a good Christmas is so we would know, like what the rubric is on what a good Christmas is. I think, because what would make a good Christmas for some kids would probably make a better life, like, anyway, I won't go there. It's too sad. Shane says, classic communism presents and promises in the beginning, then nothing. Classic. Where did classic communism come from? Classic communism presents and promise. We've gone down the rabbit hole. Personally, if I'm going to pick a form of government, I'm picking a monarchy. Now, hear me out on this. I know what you're saying, but Bill, don't you love democracy? Nah. Now, because here's the thing. It depends on who's voting. I'm not necessarily for democracy in every election because, come on. I mean, we go through these election cycles, and we have voted for baby boomers for the past 6 elections. I think it's six election cycles, because we get caught in this time loop. But with a monarchy, you just deal with it. You hope the dude's son or daughter is better than he is. If you don't like the king or queen, you're like, man, I hope his kids are better. Whatever. But you just kind of have to deal with it. You just have to go with it and stay on the king's good side. And we've had a monarchy a lot longer than we've had democracy. I'm just throwing it out there to talk. Since you guys aren't buying the physics thing or my Santa Claus jokes, we're going into monarchy. We're going politics. Oh my gosh, it's a political channel. Dun, dun, dun. It never ceases to amaze me at the people that I'll be making a nature, travel channel, whatever we do. And somebody will have a political comment to make on our videos that is not political at all. The only way it would be political is like when I talk about historical stuff. And so somebody will say something like, that's those stupid Republicans or stupid Democrats. And you're going, what, huh? It's like, no, we're talking about A, B, or C. Like, we're not talking about that. You're like, don't do it. Don't go political. We used to tease that all the time back in 2020. I'm not going to go political. And then everybody in the comments would light up. Especially Juan. I do miss Juan. I thought Strong's Adventure was supposed to be here tonight. Where is he at? Where is Billy at Strong's Adventure? And Toby is not here. I'm assuming Toby is probably resting from the production this past week. He better be. And if he's not here, I'm telling you, man, no kilts for him. No more kilts. So yeah, this Christmas season, I'm giving love this Christmas season. That's what I'm doing. I'm giving love. All my love for all the people out there. I'm going to be warm and fuzzy and sunshiny every day from now until Christmas. Then after that, it's on. After that, man, it's on like Donkey Kong. And then I'm going to be just, rah. No, I'm kidding. I don't like New Year's resolutions. It's more like I just whatever you're going to do, just do it. You don't have to make a resolution. Just start doing it. You don't have to wait till New Year's Eve to do it, like the day after Christmas. It's like every year there's always a reason to delay whatever resolution that is. It's like, if you're going to lose weight, everybody does the same thing. They're like, all right, man, I'm going to do it, but I'm not going to do it New Year's Day because, we have a dinner and a party to go to. Okay. And they're like, all right. So it's like January 3rd. Well, I can't start it now because the playoffs are on, and I don't want to miss the playoffs, and you have the Super Bowl party. And so it's like March. And then by then you're tired of it. You don't even remember the resolution by then. You've gained another 15 pounds. I'm talking to myself right now because you keep delaying it. But the most successful, quote, resolutions I've ever had is when, like, the day after Christmas, you just start and maybe you pause for that one thing that you do and then go right back to it. That always works for me. I don't know what works for you guys. Probably too early to talk about resolutions. Probably too early. I just keep hoping. I keep looking at where Carol and I used to live up in Virginia and where we used to visit all the time, West Virginia, just that whole region, and coveting their weather. I like seasons. Okay. I like seasons. And this here in Southeast Tennessee, where I've lived many years of my life, I've lived longer in Chattanooga or the Chattanooga area than I have anywhere else. And I've lived a lot of places, but this has been the most consistent place that especially Carol and I, since we've been married, most of our time has been spent here, except the 6 years up in Virginia. And their weather is normal. Hot in the summer, cooler in the fall, snow in the winter. But here it's just like Florida, but without the beaches. We got mountains, I'll give it that. Florida, there's no mountains, maybe some hills there in the middle of the state, but no mountains, I love mountains. But the weather is just ridiculous hot in the summer. Spring comes in about February. So it's like really intense weather all the time. And so when it comes time for Christmas, I looked outside, I think it was this morning, and I stopped for a minute here in the neighborhood, and I just looked around. All the leaves are gone, which reminds me of the song, All the Leaves Are Brown. Anyway, all the leaves are gone. But if you didn't know any better, you would think it's spring already. The trees that have just lost their leaves are budding. And I'm like, not full-blown bud, but they're just getting ready. I'm like, yeah, because in like 6-7 weeks, it's going to start happening spring already. Todd says, I love having all the seasons. And you know what, Todd? It's not even, because you live in the southern part of the state, it's not even as wild in weather as it is, 3 hours north from you there in Harrisonburg area? Because that area, it's cold. And even in the summertime, after 6 o'clock in the summertime up there, the temperature drops. It's great. It's wonderful. We were at Spruce Knob stargazing in August, and it dropped down to 37 degrees, 36 degrees that night. We were in shorts. Luckily, we kind of knew how Spruce Knob is, the whole Allegheny front. So we brought, sweatshirts, but I'm still in shorts. It's Bryn! Sorry. I've missed you, Bryn. Bryn says, hi, Carolyn. Good to see you on here. Making sure I'm caught up here. Carolyn's talking about how you could have a horrible, humid, and hot weather, Shane. Yeah, you know what? Here's the thing. I must have missed one of Shane. Shane says, I have ripe tomatoes on the vine right now. That's a plus. But again, Florida doesn't count in this. Florida doesn't count because Florida is supposed to be tropical, right? Georgia is supposed to be tropical. You're not supposed to have any, delusions of grandeur or whatever? Any delusions of grandeur if you're living in Georgia or Florida about snow. Yeah, it happens that one time 100 years ago or something, or once 100 years. Yeah, sure. But you're not supposed to sit and think about it because you're in Florida. It doesn't happen, right? But for some reason here, especially in Chattanooga area, like the Tennessee Valley, they will predict like a flurry or snow or something like 10 days out. And I laugh because I'm going, it can't cross the Cumberlands. And, I start thinking meteorology. I love weather anyway, so I'm always studying weather, and I'm like, it's not going to happen. And when it does, it's rare, and it's more ice than it is snow. It's a long story. Except for what? What am I morally obligatory? What am I obligated to say right now? I'm obligated to bring up the blizzard of 1993. That's an exception to the rule. We just don't get snow here. I know. I just went off on the weather for 20 minutes. I apologize. Carolyn says, 24 degrees. Where are you located? Oh, that's Todd. He's in Southern Virginia. They just got snow, didn't you, Todd? If I'm not mistaken. Angela says parts of Georgia should be tropical. Well, it's subtropical. Our region here is subtropical, and all the way through Georgia subtropical. Those lines, though, and those names always throw me because I'm thinking, what's tropical about Southeast Tennessee? But I think it just has to do with temperatures and rain amounts or something. I don't know. Google it. Ask AI. AI will tell you. And then ask it to make a video just like our videos here on A Nose for Life or Bill Marion's channel. And it probably can do it. It probably has a better looking bald guy that's taller, that has 2 nutcrackers in his living room instead of 1, and he'll probably walk you through it. Todd says, it snowed, but we didn't get much. Angela says, a hint of snow, all the milk, eggs, and bread fly off the shelves. Yes, in Chattanooga. Would you believe that? That was like that in Virginia, and they get snow all the time. The first snow that Carol and I got to be a part of in Virginia, it was a big snow. It's like 8 or 9 inches, and the first snow, it was the week before Thanksgiving. And that was like the first big blowout snow. And we were blown away. We were like, holy cow, it's early in the year. And it snowed the whole time we were there. I think the least amount of snow we got was the last winter we were there. But we also, same winter, had the coldest Christmas Eve and Christmas Day and New Year's in record, if I'm not mistaken. Has anyone ever used a nutcracker to actually crack nuts? No. Actually, we tried. We had this great nutcracker that Mom and Dad bought from Germany. And even though it looked mysterious, it was very mysterious because it looked like a communist soldier, if you want the truth. But it was red, the whole 9 yards, but it had the big star in it. Anyway. And so years later, we tried to crack a nut in and broke it. So I think they fixed it, but it was never the same. It went from ugly to uglier. I love nutcrackers, but let's be honest, they're freaky. They're scary looking. They are. I mean, I'm surprised there's not been a B movie made about violent attacks of nutcrackers. I'm just saying. Most nutcrackers, where are they made now? Not Germany. Not Germany. People can't drive in the snow around here. No, they cannot. That is one thing about Chattanooga, is that if it snows here, stay home. Get off the road, stay home. Make sure you have a propane grill or a natural gas grill in the backyard, because power's going to go off for 2 or 3 days. The power went off one time in Virginia. We did have an ice storm up there, and the power went off, but it was like for an hour or less, and it was back on. I mean, so yeah, power lines go down. You're surrounded by mountains there, so they go down. But it's crazy because their power infrastructure seems stronger to withstand worse weather. Todd says, Carolyn, I'm at work, and a big truck door is behind the desk. So tonight I feel the temp. When it's cold up there, it's kind of like being hot here or Georgia or Florida. When it's hot, it's hot. It's like the sun pierces your soul here. The marrow in your bones begins to boil here in Chattanooga. But it's that way with the cold up there. My daughter went for a walk, Shane says, before sunrise this morning. Thought someone was watching her next to a house. It was a nutcracker decoration. Dun, dun, dun. Yes. That is great. Brent says, you think people can't drive in the snow? Try getting snow in South Carolina. They really can't drive, Carolyn. I love South Carolina. I do. We visit going to Myrtle Beach now. I don't get over there a lot for a whole lot of things, but going to the beach, great people. And one of these days, they're going to get the interstate to Myrtle Beach complete. I mean, they've only been fighting about that in court and everything else for the past 50 years. But I bet anytime it snows, because South Carolina, it will occasionally get snow, more so than southern Alabama and stuff like that. It does occasionally snow there. So I bet it is bad. But yeah, I can just see your daughter in the nutcracker stalking her. Dun, dun, dun. That's crazy. That's crazy. The nutcracker in here has lost its ability to scare me. You know how that is, like the first few days you have a giant novelty. I mean, how many people have a giant novelty nutcracker in their living room? Probably a lot, come to think of it. But you don't put something like that in your living room that often. And so like for the first few days, it's like, every time you walk past it. But it's kind of lost that now. We're kind of like, hey, how are you? Get some sleep? Good. Gee, all right, great. He watches too much television, keeps you up at night. Brent says, no, they won't get the interstate. Too much old money. I've tried to explain that to Carolyn because we went to Myrtle Beach a few years ago, and I went on a long thing about all of the legacy farms. That's a polite way of calling them. The old money of South Carolina. And they they're supposed to give them up, but not as long as the current politicians are in power. So it's a done deal. It's coming. But then you've got the delays and the continuances or whatever it's called, when the judge will halt it. So yeah, it's nuts. All those big, giant legacy farms. And I think I don't even know what some of those legacy farms are growing. It just looks like fields of grass. No cows, no nothing. Just fields of grass. And I keep telling Carolyn I would love to farm grass. Just grass. And so Bill, what's your harvest this year? It's grass. It's like, wait, I didn't know you grew grass. Yeah, you grow it in your lawn, but I grow it in a huge lawn. And, you just start the tractor up to mow it with like a GPS in it. And you don't really mow it. And then, after you mow it, another vehicle comes around, picks up all the clippings. Then you sell that for something. I don't know. Why not? Who thought of farming soybeans? I don't know. I'm sure if you Google that, you could probably find out who came up with soybeans. I'm just wondering about these things. Who thought of... we know the story of the peanut. That one's crazy. There was a time period here in this country, in the good old United States of America, where people didn't know the value of peanuts. Now, I know there's peanut allergies. I get it. Peanut allergies, they're bad. But peanuts can save some lives. Peanut butter can save some lives, man. You get hungry, get you a spoon of crunchy. This is a big debate in our house. Crunchy or plain? Talk amongst yourselves. Let us know in the comments. Let us know here in the chat. Crunchy or peanut butter? Do you realize marriages break up over this? And if not, they should. Carolyn and I had to go to therapy for a few years over this. I'm a crunchy peanut butter guy. I believe in crunchy peanut butter. I think it's a waste of money to have peanut butter that isn't crunchy. You're getting a bonus with crunchy peanut butter. You're getting the butter and the peanut. What's hard about this? And you have texture. If I wanted a stick of butter, I would go get a stick of butter, right? But no, Carolyn likes creamy. You can't even taste that. You can't crunch that up. There's no texture to it. It's like when you're eating crunchy peanut butter, you're eating more than just peanut butter. Processed foods are bad for you anyway, so they took an edge off the processing and left some of the peanuts in the butter. But Carolyn is all about the creamy. So guess who won that fight? I did not win that fight. Carolyn did. I don't even know if we have peanut butter in the cabinets right now. I have no idea. Reggie says, no to crunchy peanut butter. Oh, man, they're ganging up on me now. If I wanted crunch, I would buy peanuts. Creamy for me. Man, you guys are missing out. It's not... I'm just saying that I'm diametrically opposed to your opinion here. I think you're wrong. I think it's something you guys really need to think about, pray about, study fast, and come up with a solution for your deficiency in peanut butter. It's like you're lacking information, lacking knowledge. It says you are getting peanuts. No, you're not. You're getting crushed peanut butter. Because in crunchy peanut butter, you can taste the peanut. Come on, people. Somebody in the comments, help me here. Somebody chat it up. Crunchy. Shane. Oh, I see. See, Shane's like crunchy. See? Crunchy. Angela says, I love crunchy. Give me texture. I need the crunch. Crunchy peanut butter. This topic has already offended people. They're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe he likes crunchy peanut butter. I'm out of here. It went from 7 people down to 4, 3 or whatever. Angela says, I love crunchy. Shane's like, no, we are not wrong. We are women. Or that wasn't Shane, that was Brand. Said, we are right, period. Well, all I know, here's the thing. I don't eat a lot of peanut butter. You see what I'm saying? So what happens is Carolyn wins by default. Or I'll go through a peanut butter stage, not a stage, but a phase, and I'll eat all of my crunchy, and then her Peter Pan. That's the other thing. She doesn't buy the right kind of peanut butter. I think she buys Peter Pan, if I'm not mistaken, or whatever it was. And when it's obviously Jif. Now, let's have this discussion real quick, since we've lost some people there in the chat. We need to bring it back to the forefront, which is physics. The Mandela effect. Is it Jif or Jiffy? Help me out, people. I remember Jiffy peanut butter. Is that what it's called now, or is it Jif? Did I lose? Did I forget something? There's all these things about the Mandela effect. that often will get me that I'll go, yeah, dude, I remember it this other way. I know it was this other way. Jiffy peanut butter is one of them. Brent says, buy peanuts, crunch them up, and add them to your peanut butter. I do that to Coca-Cola Classic, the old Coke, every now and then, but not to peanut butter. That is way too much effort. Way too much effort. I do have some crazy things that I do with food, though, that Carolyn will look at me and go, what are you doing? And I'm like, I'm eating good food is what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing. So, yeah, anybody study the Mandela effect besides me? Like, not study it, but like watch videos or whatever. I don't think it's something you study because there's no way to prove any of that silliness. But it does get you. You're going, man, I remember Jiffy peanut butter. Speaking of weird foods, here she comes. What's going to happen? I'm just getting hungry the longer this conversation's going on. Jif was a thing. I buy Jif. Believe they are two separate peanut butters. But I thought they said, or Jiffy was a thing. I buy Jif. I thought Jiffy was what they say never existed. Todd's like, he knows what I'm talking about. It'll get you thinking. Carolyn says, I love vanilla ice cream in a coffee cup with milk and honey, not Cheerios. Anyone else? I think that's weird. I'm just saying, what kind of Starbucks sorcery are you trying to do here, woman? We've got to put an APB out for Strong's Adventures because he was supposed to be here tonight, so I'm kind of worried about him. I eat ice cream, me now says. I eat ice cream with a fork. It tastes better. Okay. I can buy that. Why not? And a butter knife. Or steak knife. That would even be cooler. Think about it, steak knife. What are you doing with a steak knife and ice cream? Makes it taste better. Hello. Don't judge me. My cousin and I, Terry, up in Barberville, Kentucky, who I love dearly, we used to eat jalapenos and vanilla ice cream when we were kids. No joke. We'd cut up a bunch of jalapeno peppers, put them in ice cream, because you can handle it. I'm just saying. It's good. He now says more surface area. It is more. You know what? That's good. And I don't like a big spoon. You have to I don't like that. So a fork, I got it. Especially if you're eating pie, like apple pie and ice cream. I'm getting hungrier and gaining weight right now. My blood sugar is going up. Let me take my sensor here. My arm. Jif is rebranded name of Jiffy. Oh. No, but still, that works. Terry the trash fisherman. Yeah, man, he is the bomb fisherman. Guy fished FLW and everything else. Oh, man. But Terry we like to trash talk when we're fishing with him fisherman. That's the best part. I'm going to say it forever because I think you're referring to the whole trout thing when we were giving him a hard time about that. I think that's what because we used to give him a hard time. He would say that catching trout, that trout were trash fish, and we just kept talking trash about him saying that catching trout was trash fish. He's a bass fisherman. And back in my formal days, I was I was quite the bass fisherman myself. So yeah, Jiff, I don't remember the Mandela on the peanut butter. I don't. There was something there. I just can't remember what it is. But there's a bunch of them. It's not just that one. There's a bunch of them. I'm sorry. I just had a weird thing happen here. There's a bunch of them, a Mandela effect kind of stuff. I just don't remember them all. Carolyn never tried vanilla ice cream with milk and honey and nut Cheerios. Sounds good though. Don't let her fool you. It's not. Oh, honey nut Cheerios. I see what you're saying. Sorry. Honey nut Cheerios. Honey nut Cheerios to me, it's like the cereal you eat when that's all they have. Come on, nobody else is going to say that. It's like, or it's what you could afford at the store. You know what I mean? So that's what you had to buy. I want some Fruity Pebbles up in here. Some Lucky Charms, Fruit Loops. That's real cereal. All this other stuff like Wheaties, Corn Flakes, that's bad for you. That stuff is terrible for you. Fruity Pebbles is wholesome. Look at the colors in there. That's the color of fruit. And so we need to get back to the basics about eating. I think that's what, what's his name? Kennedy. Bob Kennedy. What's his name? I can't remember. he talks like this. He's got that voice. What's his name? He's on Trump's like brain trust or whatever. He's been telling us to eat Fruit Loops, right? Fruit Loops and Lucky Charms. Fruit Loops, Lucky Charms, Fruity Pebbles. And by Fruity Pebbles, I mean anything in that line. So Cocoa Pebbles, that works too. Cocoa Pebbles, that is amazing. Cocoa Pebbles on a camping trip in the morning for breakfast is the greatest thing in the world. The sun's coming up. It's a nice chilly fall or early winter morning. And you have a gallon of milk in your cooler. It's been in the ice all night. You wipe it off. You get it out of the cooler. You wipe it off with a towel. You have a bowl because you brought real bowls camping, because I do. Not the paper stuff. You can't get enough cereal in there. You can't enjoy it. You've got your coffee that's been brewing over the fire. You're going to burn yourself a little bit. It's going to happen every time. And you're trying to not have a runny nose because you've been over the smoke of the fire, but you're okay. You sit down at that cold picnic table and you take the milk, that ice cold milk, pour it into those Cocoa Pebbles or Fruity Pebbles. I'm not going to discriminate between the Fruity Pebble and the Cocoa Pebble. That's just not the kind of guy I am. So you're going to fill up the bowl. You're going to put the milk in. That moment, sun's coming up. A fog is lifting from the valley below and saturating the mountains around you. That moment is just a little taste of heaven. It's what heaven's going to be like. Be a little land. Fruity Pebbles, coffee, White Russian. Okay. Oh my. Well, I was thinking he would probably have said a screwdriver as opposed to the White Russian, just because it's orange juice and that's wholesome. Besides, I'm not racist. I don't think you should discriminate with Russians. White, black, they are all equal in the sight of God and the law. A White Russian, an Asian Russian, they're all good people, very good people. Now, Russia's government, on the other hand, they're not nice. They're not friendly. They take other people's toys at Christmas. You know what I'm saying? That's what's happened in Ukraine. It was a Christmas argument. People got jealous, and then it all breaks out, and then we're all crying about it. You know what I'm saying? Asian Russian, right? You got it. Thank you. Nobody else did. No, don't ruin the White Russian. This is a standalone item. Yeah, well, White Russians tend to stand alone. They do. Anti-Santa. Russians are anti-Santa. Aren't they? I don't know. They have Santa. Yeah. Russians do have Santa. He's called something else, I'm sure. But I'm sure he wears red. And because you're so far north anyway, they have reindeer there, don't they? Or the Nordic countries I know do. So surely there's reindeer. Surely they swam across the little strait there over into Russia proper and into Siberia at some point and joined the Asian Russians. And so you have the Russian version of Santa Claus. For all we know, Santa Claus is Russian. We don't know. I wasn't there at the Council of Nicaea when Santa Claus earned his bones. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't there. Who knows if that story's true? Look up that story. We could tell that story tomorrow night. That would be outstanding, is to tell the story of St. Nicholas and get everybody just fighting mad about it. It's hysterical. It's actually really funny. Don't know if it's true or not. It's the half myth, half legend, half bogus probably. He's a Russian to get those presents out. I actually heard you say that in my head. He's a Russian to get those presents. Except I can't do you. But you know what I'm saying? I was in my head, I was imitating what I think you were imitating. How's that? There you go. Now, I'm not disappointed in our numbers tonight. We are an acquired taste, and it takes a while for people to acquire us and for me to brainwash them long enough. That's what this thing is behind me. It's really sending out signals to people to keep watching. Just to let you know, I don't make anything hardly. That's a kind of a double negative, isn't it? Off live streams. It's part of the reason why we kind of stopped doing it. You make pennies or something, so we don't make a whole lot on them, but we do them for you all and for me because I enjoy talking to you guys. But we do them for you guys, and so I'm so grateful that when you show up, And again, we have a membership program. It's like $5 a month. Yes, I'm plugging my membership program, people. I'm sorry. Sue me. It's like $5 a month, okay? It's like $55 a year or something. And I think I get like half of that. Look, somebody tuned out. As soon as I start talking about money, they're like, I'm gone. It's kind of like taking up the offering to church, man. It's like people are all in. So you're like, okay, we're taking up the offering so we can pay the light bill. Everybody runs to the door. It's so sad, but it's true. But no, we've got a members program. It should be there, like right under your screen, where you can click it and join. It's like $5.99 a month or $4.99 a month, and so across the year, it's nothing. But what it does for Carolyn and myself is it allows us to pay our bills. No, it allows us to go and do videos of a wider variety. So all of that goes actually back into the channel. I wouldn't say we make a profit off this, but it's not really, because it goes right back into it. So it does help us, and over the years, you guys have been so good to us. As far as watching our videos and hitting the like button, all that stuff is helping. Like when you comment and when you hit the like button, that helps the channel. You make money. It's great. We're not getting rich off this. We don't try to get rich off of it. And we're real. We're accessible. We try to respond to every comment. You guys know all this stuff already because you're old pros. For instance, I'm sorry I can't join right now. I will evaluate. Bryn, stop it, dude. You're like family. We don't count you. We went to Pittsburgh for you, Bryn. So we don't count you in this. We count the 2 people in here right now who are rich and they need to just buy the channel for $1 million. No, man, Brent, we think the world of you. You're fine. You're fine. It's not a it's not compulsory. It's just one of those. Look, it's shtick. I've got to do an ad. You know what I'm saying? No, Brent, we love you to death, man. I'm sorry I can't join right now. I will evaluate. Oh, wrong one. 50 cents of every other dollar goes. Why didn't I think of that? That was great. If you become a member now, 50 cents. Tomorrow night we're gonna do some shtick on that. We're gonna do some shtick. That's great. 50 cents of every dollar will go to Santa Claus and his reindeer, and to fix Rudolph's nose. Did you know that over the past 100 years, Rudolph's nose is gradually turning pink because of a condition? We want to get him the right surgery and the right help to repair his nose so that it will shine bright once again. Thank you for considering membership. Brent says, you did go to Pittsburgh for me, and I will be forever grateful. We are forever grateful that you watch our videos. And Toby, the adventurer. Seriously, because you've been good to Toby. You're always there. You're always commenting. And for us, on the other hand, we're always giving him a hard time. So, because we got a church with him again now that we're back down here in Chattanooga. And so there for a while, he was going to the office like every Sunday morning before church, and we were just giving each other a hard time. It was great. But I will tell him you said hi, though, because, it's Toby. Carolyn, I'm trying to head to Alaska this summer to gold pan. I wasn't even going to talk about your gold panning, Todd, until I talked to you. I was going to text you later, like tomorrow morning, and see if I could talk about it. But now that you brought it up, Todd pens for gold. And he's like, good. Like over the years, he's got all the stuff, and he's like showed me the gold that he's harvest. Do you harvest gold? Is gold harvested? I know it's mined, obviously, but it doesn't feel like it's mined if you're like on top of the ground, or sleuthing or slushing or whatever it's called. Sweater vest to keep Dancer and Blitzkrieg warm. Yes, that's another one. So you got an operation for Rudolph and sweater vest to keep Dancer and Blitzen warm. Because if we don't, who's gonna do this for us? Who is going to take advantage of this opportunity, Angela? Angela, if you don't help us out with Rudolph's surgery, somebody will. But you would miss out on an opportunity to help Rudolph, the red-nosed reindeer. That is so terrible that they wanted to give him a bright and shiny nose. They could have thought of anything. But look at this thing. Why do you think I call our video? Why do you think I call our channel, like the moniker for it is a nose for life? The moniker I invented, by the way, as opposed to it being an actual moniker. It's because I wanted to go ahead and diffuse people from making fun of my large honker here. That just gets bigger with age. Your ears, they get bigger, your nose, and so it's just inevitable. So that's why I call it a nose for life. I was trying to go ahead and nip that in the bud ahead of time. It doesn't work. People still say, man, you've got a big nose. It doesn't work. This, me now said, this one is for the children. Shane, you and me now have to come to every live stream You guys do. Angela, you got to come. Brent, you guys keep this thing lively. You guys make it worth it, even when the crowd's low. Bill, it's time to take our channel back west. Oh, and Canada and Alaska road trip. That's something Carol and I had planned, but we've had a huge curveball. We've had 2 curveballs thrown at us. We didn't swing at the first one, not yet anyway. But the second one is we are going to Israel this spring. And we were going to go to Bath. Is it Bath? Right? In Canada? National Park in Canada, eh? And we were planning to drive there from here. Actually, we were planning to drive to Alaska. And we were going to stop in Bath. That's an insane drive. Like, if you get out a map when you get time. If you got a map, and everybody, what did I call it? Bath? Banff. Whatever. However you say it. Get out a map. If you have a map, you should have a map. Do not rely on your computer. Trust me. We'll talk about that tomorrow night too. Is the what I call the map conspiracy. But get out a map and like chart out the trip to Alaska. You're going to drive there from wherever you live. Brent, South Carolina, Todd, Virginia, Shane down in Florida. Map it out, and you'll be like, that shouldn't be legal. It's forever in a day up there. It's like 7 days straight driving. Man, if you've ever driven out west, like out to LA or something, it's nothing compared to that drive, because there's like a stretch. I want to say it's a few thousand miles or a couple thousand miles. There's like only a handful of gas stations. The elves are worth the membership. Phil, the elves are worth the membership. Phil, do it for the little guys. You guys are giving me a lot of ideas for tomorrow night. You've got to be there. You've got to be there, because I'm gonna go here with it. I'm serious. So, by the way, you guys can always go to our Facebook page. We have several, and if you navigate to my Facebook page, you'll actually find our real one. Don't tell everybody that. That's just for you guys. But my Facebook page, the Facebook page associated with this channel, you'll have to forgive me. I don't normally post on there. I used to, and I may again, but I'm out of the habit of posting on that channel. But it's Bill Marion, BillMarion, and there's a face of me that's 10 years old with 12 years, maybe 15 years old. Carolyn, I don't remember, but I've got like a tie on or something. I'm looking at the camera like, but I look a lot younger. That's on purpose. And shoot us an email and just go from the live stream, or that's how I've met a lot of people outside of the chat. So you're more than welcome. I think I've got this set up where you can send private messages, but I don't know. I never know what I'm doing on this thing. So please forgive me if I miss something that you send me. But I'm saying a great way is to send me a Facebook message through Bill Marion. Actually, I think it's Bill Marion Live. Carolyn, can you post that in the comments there? Because I think I'm getting it wrong, but I think it's Bill Marion Live on Facebook. We are also on Twitter at Bill and Carolyn. I'm terrible at Twitter, so I've even tried to start like having powerful quotes on there, like just wise. Nobody's buying it. Nobody's buying it. But I do have a blue check mark on Twitter, which is valueless. It means nothing. In other words, I pay the $4.99 or whatever it is a month, not for the blue check mark, but for the other stuff that comes with it. It's the Alaska Highway, also known as the Alcan Highway from Canada to Alaska. The scenery looks amazing. Yes, it does. Brent says, I still don't do Facebook. I do follow you on X, though. I keep forgetting that you're on X, and of all people, I would think it would be just the opposite. So you are definitely a trend breaker, Brent. You don't do the trend. So there's the Facebook handle at Bill Marion Live. Yeah, I knew I was going to lead them astray because it's Bill Marion Live. So you want to go there, go to like the messages, drop me a message and say, hey, I got this idea for, shtick on the channel. I also do collaborations. So if you have a channel and under a different name, or if you ever want to live stream with me and you can keep it clean, I know it's hard because you'll get on a roll and trust me, it's hard. But jump on, let's talk. And, or if you got a video idea, we really do listen to suggestions, comments, and sarcasm. All of the above is acceptable on this channel. So if you ever want to do a live stream with us, we used to do live streams with our college kids during Vlogmas when we lived in Virginia. It was a hoot nanny, if you can still say that. It was a hoot nanny. And they loved it. They would talk a big game, like, yeah, I'm going to go on your live stream, and we're going to make fun of you. And then the camera would start rolling, and they'd go. It was really funny. By the way, whoever is hitting the thumbs down button in here, I'm just going to say this on the live stream. I love you anyway. I love you anyway. I appreciate you anyway. And food for thought on videos. If you're going to thumbs down, because somebody over the past 4 nights, they've gone through every video and they've hit the thumbs down. like, okay, very good, very good. I don't know why. But here's the thing. When you interact with a content creator, if you're hitting the thumbs down button, because sometimes you may not like that particular piece, but you like the content creator. I'm not talking about the affirmation that somebody needs, because you shouldn't need affirmation if from comments and stuff. If you're doing this, you're doing it wrong, because that out there isn't. You can't look at that as real, but it helps the content creator either way. Just giving you a little secret. So if you've ever gotten mad at somebody on a video, you're like, can't believe they said that. I like Trump, or I like Biden, or I like whatever. And you're like, argh. The content creator benefits because that's interaction. So positive and negative interaction is still interaction. I always get a kick out of it. Somebody doesn't like something, they're like, I'll show you. And they're like, argh. They're making money off that too. So that's why a lot of people have very controversial content all the time. They're doing that on purpose because it is a moneymaker. And my pastor said this a few months ago, and I'm going to reiterate it now, is that stop making people rich over divisive content. I know somebody's messing with me hitting the thumbs down button because I've got 2 or 3 friends of mine that they'll do it on purpose because they know that content creators look. So they'll do it on purpose. They'll be like, yeah, I'm hitting that like button, and they'll wink at me. But anyway, but I love you anyway. If you've gone in there to be mean and hateful, I still love you. I think you're great. Brent says, I don't post. I follow and look. I do Instagram too. Don't post there either. I follow and look. Not me, man. I hate posts. I'm just kidding. I don't. I have responded to certain things. There's a guy that I watched religiously for geopolitics. His name's Zian. You've heard me talk about him, Shane. But recently, he keeps talking about the population decline in Russia without mentioning certain obvious glaring facts about the past 60 years. And I've noticed, though, that my comment, which was stated historically accurate and friendly with warmth and season's greetings, I smiled. I did a smile emoji, which is real. It's from the heart, man. It wasn't a rage post. It was like very sincere. Like, why are you omitting this obvious fact about Russia's population? Actually, it's a global 1.1 billion people less because of this one thing. And I'll let you guess. You don't have to write it down. Please don't. But this one thing is why it is the majority of the reason why population is imploding right now. And he never brings it up because it's controversial. And it's just like, it eats at me. It just drives me crazy. Anyway, it's one of those things. I'm just saying, don't be baited into stupidity on here. You know what I'm saying? And never forget, it's possible to look up people's IP address. So, and that's not hard. I quit doing that years ago because I don't want to know. If somebody says something mean or cruel, I don't want to know who it was because it could be your mom. I'm just kidding. I thought somebody else posted. Just saying. I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying. So, yeah, I'm out here. I am vlogmasing it from now until the rapture. No, from now until Christmas Eve. And I want you guys to be here with me. In here. Not with your families over the holidays, but here. We're your family now. Just look at the Santa Claus sleigh. Count to 5 backwards. Breathe deep. No. We're going to do this every night. There's nothing on television right now. Stranger Things is terrible. It is. Come on, people. It's terrible. I watched the first season, loved it. It was retro. It was spooky, but not really scary. I mean, come on. But it was 80s scary, right? It was 80s scary. And it was cute. It was like, yeah, man, stuff. And then season 2 came out, and the build-up for season 2 was great. You have the kids and the Ghostbusters thing. You're like, oh. And then it was like, I think they're dropping the ball. Season 3 was embarrassing. And there's like 10 years between each season. And so the kids are in their 60s now. They have grandchildren. Poor 11 on there. She has had a kid. So 11, she's supposed to be like high school age. And she's had a kid, and I don't mean like a teeny bopper having a baby. I'm talking about like she's in her 20s. So it's just weird. Carol is showing up. Carol's so sweet. She showed up to the replay. I forget what you call it. It's like the replay crowd or something like that. I love that. That was like, yeah, all right. But welcome. Hey, it's better late than never. It's okay. There is an extra fee for being late, but that's okay. We're going to waive it this time. We're going to waive the late fee this time. But that's all right. If we can get your signature, though, it'd be great. No, I'm kidding. Welcome. Getting here, sleepy, but I am signing off. Oh, Bryn. Bye, Bryn. No. We love you, Bryn. We'll see you tomorrow night. And so, and I would say the same for you, Carol, is that we're about to take off. And I know that you just got here, so please forgive me. But what we're doing is we're going to reboot this thing tomorrow night, because tomorrow night we have a lot of topics. And physics, it's always changing. So even with Santa Claus's physics, they change. Tomorrow night will be a little weird. Let me explain to you, for those of you who are still here, let me just say this one thing before you sign off. One thing. Tomorrow night, I've got this video coming out at 9 o'clock. A video coming out at 9 o'clock. Tomorrow night is going to be a late night. Drink some coffee, take a nap at some point. A 20-minute nap will buy you an hour extra before you have to go to sleep. Because of this video of a drive up to Spruce Knob, or West Virginia's highest point, there's no music in this video. There's nothing in this video except the ambiance of the drive. And so it's a drive in about 3 feet of snow that Carol and I made, and it is heavenly. But it's just the drive. And so I really hope that you'll watch that video right after the video. Right after the video, we're live streaming. So it's going to be something different that we've never tried that before, because it kills the algorithm. But I don't care. So we're good. So we're going to sign on. I think I'm going to set the live stream for I think that video is 8-10 minutes. So I'll probably set it for 9-10, and then we'll jump right on here. Again, it'll kill that video completely from circulating. So we are depending on you to be back, and for you to get all your kids, your relatives, your neighbors, your church family, the dogs, the cats. You want to call a few people from across the country that you're related to and say, you need to go to this live stream. It's the most important live stream you'll ever. They're raising money for sweaters and vests for reindeer and for Rudolph's surgery. And so they don't have to pay anything. They don't have to. We're just raising money. They don't have to bring an offering. We're just raising money for Rudolph's surgery. So we want to keep that in mind. Carol, set your alarm. Brandon, we'll see you tomorrow night. Shane, as usual, I like your Russian theories. They're good. And for the rest of you, Todd, and the rest, we're going to talk about gold painting tomorrow night just for Todd, because it's really cool. For all the rest of you, we love you. Peace out. Word to your mother. Collaborate and listen. And tomorrow night, I will be back with a brand new edition. Peace.